Air Transat pilots have voted 99% in favour of a strike mandate as contract talks drag on, with the earliest possible work stoppage coming after December 10th. The union says it wants better job security and working conditions, while the airline insists progress is being made. So, what does this mean for passengers as we head into the holiday travel season? Joining us now is Dr. Gabor Lukács, President of Air Passenger Rights. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So obviously, we're looking at a possible strike come December 10th. What can passengers expect? Are we going to see cancellations, delays, rebookings?
In terms of a strike, passengers' flights are likely to be canceled. Passengers need to know that there is a significant difference between your flight being canceled preemptively in anticipation of a strike, while the labor force is still there. Such cancellations are within the carrier's control, and cancels during a strike once the workers have walked off the job, which are deemed under Canada's backward, inferior air passenger protection regulations to be outside the carrier's control, like a snowstorm. For preemptive cancellations, the airline has to pay compensation to passengers up to $1,000 per passenger and has to rebook them on their own or partner airlines. And if that's not possible, then they have to buy the passenger a ticket on a competitor airline. For situations outside the carrier's control, there is no lump sum compensation, no meals and accommodation are owed, which would be owed in a preemptive cancellation case, and the airline's obligation is to book the passengers on their own or partner airlines to depart within 48 hours, or else to rebook the passenger on the next available flight of any carrier, including competitors. Airlines really hate to comply with this obligation. We have seen this past summer that Air Canada simply refused to comply with this obligation, and then passengers who purchased tickets on their own had to seek reimbursement, although Air Canada promised to pay. So passengers caught in this situation, if Air Transat refuses to rebook them or says we cannot rebook you, should buy themselves a ticket on another airline and then make Air Transat pay for it later.
So you just mentioned, things that passengers should know with regards to if a strike is to happen. But people are obviously always worried is what are their rights? Where can they look? Where should they go first? If, let's say, they are an Air Transat passenger and their flight is impacted, what are the first steps they should be taking?
The first step is to demand from the airline to rebook you in accordance with air passenger protection regulations. And if Air Transat, as I fear and expect, is going to say nothing or no, then you buy yourself a ticket on a competitor airline if needed and make Air Transat pay for the expense.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.